All right, Pat, here we are. First episode of the podcast. How you feeling?
Feeling good, brother. How you doing?
Dude, I'm hanging in there, man. It's been a bit of a long day, I guess. I was just
Yeah,
sitting in bed watching Netflix all day, recovering from some late night activities.
some late night activities. What's that entail?
Oh, I was just having a grand old time, drinking some adult beverages.
Oh yeah, good times.
All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and kick it off here. Welcome to the Dinger and Pat podcast, everybody. This is just a podcast here where me and Pat can just bullshit away, I suppose. Are we allowed to
Yeah,
say bullshit?
you can say whatever you want, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Yep. I guess for those of you who don't know us, really, we'll introduce ourselves a little bit. And I guess the first thing you should know is, at least I don't have much of a filter on my mouth, so I kind of just say whatever comes to mind. But I'm Logan Dingwall, Dinger. You can call me Dinger. That's fine. I'm from, I guess, Fort Collins, Colorado. Technically, grew up in the Fort Collins area. I grew up in Fort Collins. Went to college at the University of Colorado. Go Buffs. And then the last 5 or 6 years worked in the tech industry. We'll get into that a little bit more, I'm sure, at some point, but I'll leave it there for now. And currently, I'm unemployed.
Stole the election.
Don't talk about it. Anyway, currently unemployed, looking for a job, but just living my best life, doing my thing. So, Pat, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Patrick Cusson. Really, not a lot of people get to call me Pat besides Logan, but the podcast is named Dinger and Pat. So
I was like, your mom's gonna have a heyday.
I know she's gonna freak out. But anyway, my name is Patrick Cusson. I currently live in Pyeongtaek, South Korea. I am stationed here in the United States Army. Been in the Army the last 5 years because I didn't want to go to college, and I regret that decision, but here I am. So normally when I'm not stationed here, I live in Kansas City, Missouri, but I grew up in Johnstown, Colorado with Logan here. We actually went to high school together, and middle school. Yeah, nah.
No, very fortunately.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'm a corrections officer in the United States Army. It's kind of a rare job. It's not very many of us. It's a very small job. We all intermingle with each other. I know everybody that I work with in Korea, I already knew from working with in Kansas. So it's a pretty small world when it comes to military, police, corrections. So.
So how many of you are there?
I'm not sure. I don't know the exact count. I don't know what our MTO, which is our allotted amount of people. I don't know what it.
Military acronyms.
Military acronyms. You probably get a lot of those. So I don't know what our MTO is for our MOS. I know that there's probably a few thousand of us, but
right on. Well, that's I suppose just an introduction to who we are. And the reason we really wanted to put this podcast together, and Pat, I'll let you chip in here whenever you want, and I'll give you some time to talk. But really, in my mind, this is just two essentially best friends just talking about how we see the world, just all kinds of different topics. We'll talk about pretty much anything and everything under the sun. Just from our point of view, it's all from our perspective, and that's obviously just a combination of our experiences pretty much. So we thought we have some pretty good, interesting conversations all the time, and we wanted to put some together and share that with everybody. So
yeah, and just so everybody knows, some of these conversations may make you uncomfortable because we're not afraid to talk about those the hard-hitting kind of topics and the things that are big in the world right now. So I think it's important that you guys understand that are watching that it's okay to disagree with people, especially your friends, and there's going to be a safe word technically. So if me and Logan are getting into a heated conversation and we don't really want to continue talking about that, or we feel like we're getting to the point where it's going to get argumentative instead of productive, one of us will say, "You got me, bro," and we're going to move on from there. We'll close up the conversation and we'll just keep moving. But we really want to show that, to the world, that it's okay to have disagreements and it's okay to disagree with people, and it's important that you share those opinions with people so they understand where you're coming from, and not just coming from a place of hatred.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, at least for me, right, I feel like a lot of sort of just the turmoil in the world right now is just due to like misunderstanding and miscommunication or lack thereof entirely. Right. So I completely agree with that. And yeah, I mean, definitely.
I hope that one day this gets to the point where people can see, like more and more people can see that. So because I think it is important that we have those kinds of conversations with the people we love, the people we care about, because if you don't, you're just ignoring it for the sake of trying to make it easy, I suppose.
Right. By making it easier, I suppose, like makes it harder on everybody, right? So
Yeah, dude, we got Monaco this weekend.
Dude, F1. So yeah, I guess
No,
first
week from today. Week from
today.
Week from the day we got Monaco. Yeah.
First thing we'll throw out there, Pat's been an F1 fan, avid F1 fan for a few years now. And he kind of got me started on the whole sport, but I dove head first into the deep end. I'll tell you what, this sport is fucking incredible, right? These dudes are fooling around tracks at 200 plus miles an hour, and they're within centimeters of each other in the wall, and like, whoo, gets you going.
Absolutely insane. I wish that I had known about it for longer, because I am an avid F1 fan, but I didn't. I think a lot of people, and I think it's really great for the sport, are getting into the sport because of Drive to Survive on Netflix. That's how, I mean, I'd watched it before, not very much. My dad has been a big F1 fan forever, and he would wake up early in the Sunday mornings, and I just, in high school and when I was in college, I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to wake up to watch it, so I didn't. But now that I got into it, I watched that first season of Drive to Survive. I was hooked.
Dude, yeah,
Hooked.
that show is, yeah, if you haven't seen it, Drive to Survive on Netflix, incredible.
Highly suggest that TV show. Probably the best, one of the best sports documentaries out there, hands down.
100%. 100%. Yeah, no, I mean, sports entertainment, I put it up there with like Moneyball, right?
Yeah. Moneyball, and what was that Michael Jordan documentary that was fire?
Oh, The Last Dance. Yeah.
The Last Dance was fire.
Yeah, that's more of like your traditional documentary, right? Like Drive to Survive almost
It's like a recap. It's like a season recap almost, but they make it way more dramatic than it needs to be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That drama part like almost makes it reality TV like.
Yeah. Now that I'm watching this season live, and I'm keeping up with everything pretty heavily, and I'm reading news articles, I'm watching recaps, I'm watching the races. I'm excited to see how they twist the shit, right? Because
they add more drama in.
Yeah, like so. Did you watch Imola with me? The Italian.
Oh, no. That was the one before I started watching.
Yeah. So, George Russell crashed Bottas on a straight because he was passing him, which is unheard of. There's no reason a Williams.
George Russell.
No reason a Williams should be passing a Mercedes, right? But George Russell goes ripping past him on a straight, and it was raining, so Bottas is on the racing line, so he's on the drier part of the track. Russell's on the right trying to pass, and Russell loses control and spins into him, and Russell gets out of the car, goes running up to Bottas, is screaming in Bottas's face, and all you see Bottas is from his fucking seat. He's like this. He just goes,
"Yep, it gets you one of those, brother."
That's going to be a whole episode. Actually, it's probably going to be a whole episode because George Russell, I think, is going to take Bottas's seat next year.
You think so for Mercedes?
Yeah, because Williams is their junior team.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of like how AlphaTauri is Red Bull's junior team.
Yeah, but if Williams is Mercedes, then why is Williams so shit?
Why is AlphaTauri so shit?
They're not bad. They got Pierre Gasly.
Because they got Pierre Gasly, and he's used to the car.
He's just carrying their entire team, yeah. Other than it's Yuki.
And then you got Mike Shinoda, Yuki Tsunoda.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man's DNF'd on every other race.
At least he's not Nikita Mazepin.
You could be driving for Haas.
I was reading an article about Nikita the other day. Could potentially be considered the worst driver ever.
In history?
In history, ever.
I believe it.
They gave a list of some older drivers. I'm not too up to date on old stuff, except for like the famous drivers like Schumacher and
Michael Schumacher,
Senna. He's just the worst, and he's gonna go for. He's gonna go for a Mazda swim in Monaco. He's sending it into the pier, bro. And he
just straight out of that corner, dude. I'm telling you, that tunnel corner, straight out the tunnel wall, just off the cliff. I believe
He might, man. It would be awful to see. It would be one of the worst things in the history of F1. But I can see him doing some dumb shit like that because he is the worst.
I mean, he's like 18 years old, right?
I don't know how old he is.
19. I think he's young. He's really young.
He is young. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my phone over here in case we got to do any research.
Nikita Mazepin.
Ooh.
He's 22.
Okay. All right. He's older than I thought.
Yeah.
We're gonna shake it up here a little bit, Pat, because I just saw Washington just beat Boston.
In
So
OT?
Yeah, we're changing it up to hockey now. Stanley Cup playoffs. We got those going on right now.
The start today.
The boys. We obviously got the boys here going all the way.
Oh yeah, big Abs fans here. Big Abs fans.
Yes, sir. We're both from Colorado, so it makes sense.
Right.
Colorado Avalanche are the boys. If we
boys.
use the term the boys, we're typically referring to any Colorado sports team, generally the Avs.
Well, it's really the only one worth rooting for right now.
Honestly, you're not entirely wrong. I enjoy basketball, right? So I like the Nuggets, and they're not doing terribly. But
I don't watch basketball, so
that's fair. You know, hey, there you go. That's just one of our differences, right?
I might watch the playoffs, but I don't watch regular season. I watch college basketball.
Yeah, college basketball is pretty fun. But I think any sports playoff is just more exciting to watch, right? Regardless of what sport it is, you watch the playoffs for that sport, and it's just a lot more intense.
I do believe that the Stanley Cup playoffs are the best playoffs in all of sports, though. Without
I definitely think they're like the hardest, right? Like we had this conversation last night. It's definitely the hardest trophy in sports to win.
100%.
Unless you're competing against Lewis Hamilton in F1 for a world championship, because Louis Ham is the GOAT.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely goated.
I made a bracket. I don't know. I made a bracket for the NHL playoffs. I don't know if I had looked at it at all, though.
I don't really ever make those March Madness brackets, but my March Madness bracket this year, not to brag or anything.
But you're in like what, the top 99.8% of brackets or some dumb shit like that?
Yes, sir, I was. That shit was
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, I can pick a basketball team.
Yeah, I got that.
That's worth,
I obviously got the boys winning.
You have to. Yeah.
But let's look to see where I picked for the East. I got Washington winning the series in 6.
In 6? What do you have for the boys? What do you have for the boys in this first series against St. Louis?
I got the boys in 6.
In 6. Where's your confidence, Pat?
I don't trust the Blues.
You don't trust. Well, okay, hey, that's fair. We've always kind of struggled, especially against just in.
I think we would have had an easier time against the Mild.
I could see that. I could definitely see that, especially this year.
I got Vegas beating them in 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm taking the boys in 4. I think. I don't have a bracket.
You think they're gonna sweep the Blues?
Yeah, first round.
Okay, so they play Vegas after that. What are you taking there? I obviously
that's almost a Stanley Cup series, in my opinion.
I think it's the 2 best teams in hockey. They have the 2 best records in hockey.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of your cup right there. But
I'm taking the boys in 7 on that one.
It's series.
It's gonna be a full series.
Yeah, whoever wins, I bet you it goes to 7 games.
And then who do I have in the final?
Who do you have coming out of Canada?
Coming out of Canada, I got Toronto.
Yeah. So let me throw this on you because this is something my dad mentioned to me last night. It's kind of fucked up, right? But with this new playoff setup, you only get one Canadian team that even gets a shot at the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the way that you have to play inside your division, right?
Oh, I hate the way the playoffs were set up.
So the playoffs
stupid.
The NHL are set up this year that you can't, like, the first 2 rounds are all played within your division, right? So it's the Avs, Minnesota, Las Vegas, and St. Louis. In Canada, since we have border restrictions with COVID, all the Canadian teams are in their own division, just called the North. And what that means essentially is you have 4 Canadian teams that all have to play each other, and there's only one team that can come out of that division to compete for the Stanley Cup versus 3 American teams, even though like hockey is overwhelmingly a Canadian sport.
I mean, the Canadian team hasn't won the Stanley Cup in like 17 years though, since the 90s.
Because they
since the 90s, right? Yeah, since the 90s. Yeah, it was the last team to do it, I believe, was Montreal in the 90s with Patty Waugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they send all their players down here. Where'd Patty Waugh go after Montreal?
All the money's down here.
Patty Waugh, what a guy.
I mean, if you think about it, all the money for hockey is in the United States. The NHL is overwhelmingly American league at this point. I think in the original 6, I think there was 2 American teams, if I can remember correctly, Boston and Chicago
or New York. Yeah, there was one of the New York teams was an original, weren't they?
Here we go, Googling again.
All right. That's our third man on this podcast. Our producer is Google.
We should come up with a producer's name.
Google.
Michael
Google.
Michael Google.
Nailed it.
All right. The original 6 was Boston, Chicago, Detroit, Montreal, New York, and Toronto. So I guess it's always really been an American league. But Toronto and Montreal are both border cities. They're right on the border of the United States.
Yeah, but they speak French in Montreal, so it's not even really Canada. It's a little French, little France.
They speak French in Montreal and Quebec, right?
Montreal's in Quebec.
Oh, is it? And I didn't know that.
I believe so.
You want to talk about these TV shows?
Hit up some of these discussion questions here, Pat. Yeah. So the first one, we talked a little bit about F1 already on Netflix, Drive to Survive. But first question, best TV show in your opinion? So we're going to do this sort of like our version of the newlywed game, I guess, right? So we'll ask a question, and then one of us will give the answer that we think the other person is going to give. And we'll see like how accurately we can do this. Like we've known each other since 6th grade, right? So I think we should be give or take within the ballpark.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can figure this out. So best TV show. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So for you, I'm going to say Top Gear.
Top Gear is one of my favorite shows easily of all time.
Yeah, this is a tough question.
If I had to pick one show to be my very favorite ever, and I could constantly rewatch it, Top Gear is a very good option because first off, there's a ton of episodes.
What, like 27 seasons going?
Yeah, and plus if you count their Amazon show, that's another 4 seasons that you could watch. And I love Jeremy. I love James. I love Richard. There's some clips from Top Gear that I quote on a daily basis. There's one of Richard when he's racing James, but he's on a bike, but they're in like heavy London traffic, and they're trying to see who's gonna make it there first.
Nice.
And he gets cut off by somebody, and he just goes off, dude. Like, I'm gonna actually pull it up real quick because it's one of my favorite clips of all time.
What the fucking hell are you? You great gangly fuck-knuckled twat, greasy-head cuntbag. Fuck you.
God.
Dude. The British are so good at insulting people.
Seriously, dude. Yeah, British roast, bro.
That leads me into my next kind of like topic is that for still TV is that I love British TV.
Yeah,
there is a lot of British television shows that I love, like
BBC's quality.
Oh, quality. Luther, which is a crime show with Idris Elba, one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Broadchurch, another crime show that has David Tennant, the guy who played Doctor Who, or for I don't know who else. He was in Harry Potter.
Oh no, that was Doctor Strange. Never mind.
Harry Potter. He was in Harry Potter. He was Barty Crouch Jr., but he was in like 2 scenes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And he was the guy that was taking polyjuice potion and was Mad Eye Moody, right?
Yes, sir.
So he's a really good actor, and he's very Scottish, and his full Scottish accent in that TV show. And I'm pretty good at guessing the ending of shows, and I was not ready for the ending of that TV show. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I highly suggest Broadchurch. It's on Netflix.
Threw you for a loop, huh?
Oh my God. So good. It's one of those shows that one story pans across 2 seasons, and I love that. I love that one. Like compared to where you have American TV crime shows where it's like they solve the crime in 1 episode, like
the entire season is spent on one crime, and they're gonna finish it by the end of the season.
There's another Netflix show called The Killing, another one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I highly suggest that show. That's another one that spans across 2 seasons. You don't find out who the killer is until the last episode in season 2.
Jeez.
Yeah. But so if people like those kind of shows, I highly suggest that. But favorite TV show of all time, if I had to pick one, it's either Top Gear or Breaking Bad.
See, I got Breaking Bad ruined for me. I watched like the second to last
That's
episode.
unfortunate. I caught all the way up until the last season, and I watched the last season live.
Nice. Yeah. No, see, watching a show live definitely changes the entire show, I feel like, right? The entire experience, really.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wait that week for another episode to come out. And I think that's something that Amazon does really well, and Hulu, is that they do release weekly episodes and they make you wait, unlike Netflix, which is like, you want to binge this, here you go.
Yeah, here's your whole season at a time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right.
All right. So, I mean, I take it then, I guess the follow-up to that question is best streaming service.
Well,
So in your opinion,
I still got
Netflix?
best streaming service. I
Yeah.
think there's too many.
I would agree with that. So like, which one is your favorite? Which one do you use most religiously?
Which one's my favorite? Which one do I use the most? I use Netflix the most, probably hands down. I use Netflix. Netflix is probably my favorite, but I don't think they have I think they do have really great originals. I think Amazon probably has them a little bit beat on originals, and Hulu. The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu is one of the best TV shows I've ever watched, and it's still going on, and it's really, really good. Have you watched it?
Nah, Hulu is one of those that I don't have actually.
And they got live sports though.
Hey, Hulu doesn't just have live sports; it's a lifestyle. That's Dame Dollar for you. Anyone keeping score at home?
No, but the one I use the most is Netflix. I think I really, really like Amazon for their originals, and Hulu as well. I think they have really great original shows.
So you put them in that order: Netflix, Amazon, Hulu.
Yeah. Gotcha. And then Disney Plus is great. I don't use it besides to watch Star Wars. And
like the movies or
Clone Wars? The Clone Wars, the movies, and the Mandalorian, which is also up there in one of the damn, there goes an F-bomb. I'm trying not to so bad. One of the best.
I gave up.
Hey, cut that, Pat.
There you
go. One of the best TV shows, probably the best Star Wars shit that's been put out since the prequels, because I despise the sequels. That's a whole episode.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That's true. That we could spend a whole episode talking about that because they are awful.
They're garbage. Absolute garbage. Here's what I think about. Here's what I think about the Star Wars sequels.
What the fucking hell are you? You great gangly fuck-knuckled twat, greasy-head cuntbag. Fuck you.
George Lucas had nothing to do with it. It was that
rights.
No, he sold the rights, yeah, and then J.J. Abrams came in. The first one was good. I'm gonna give him that. The first one wasn't bad, and then they let the other person do the second one, and absolutely made a steaming pile of hot shit.
I don't really remember this.
And it was so bad. It had such bad reviews. They're like, let's let J.J. Abrams come back, and he just had to put together some horseshit movie, and I was just like, I'm Rey Skywalker. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but it's been 3 years. I don't give a shit. Like,
big facts. Also, like, anything J.J. Abrams makes, he's just like, you know what would make this movie better?
Lens flare.
Big ass explosions.
And big ass explosions and lens flare.
Yep. Hey man, just make the lighting fucked up and you got a movie. What?
You want to see some explosions and lens flare, brother?
Seriously,
he should just make a movie called Explosions and Lens Flare.
Bam. The J.J. Abrams
experience. 100%. Yeah, it's like the Joe Rogan experience, but shittier.
Exactly, with lens flare and more explosions.
Yeah. All right, so now I gotta guess your favorite TV show.
Yeah, good luck.
I know for a long time you were a real big fan of Suits.
Ooh, okay. That was a phase. That was a phase I went through.
Yeah, because you're talking about law school, and then you got into watching the show, and I think that kind of correlated a little bit, right?
Yeah, pretty heavily actually. And law school is definitely still on the table, but
so I know you liked Suits. I think you're a big documentary guy, because a lot of times you talk to me about watching, like, you've been watching that yacht TV show.
Well, that's reality TV.
That's reality TV. You watch a bunch of space stuff. I remember that. You used to watch space shows all the time.
I do.
I know you really liked Invincible, which was a phenomenal TV show.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd put that as my favorite. I mean, we only got one season so far, right? So, like, if they keep running with it.
Yeah. Have you seen? Speaking of Amazon, have you seen The Boys on Amazon?
Yes, I watched the first season and
Okay.
then like
Oh, you
most
gotta-
of the second.
Oh, you got to finish it.
That's the one with the other superhero, like the real life action superheroes. And what's his
Yeah.
name? It's Australian.
Yeah, it's incredibly brutal and bloody, and I think that's
I
why
like
they ran with actually like making the TV show Invincible, because The Boys did so well. And I'm like, well, people are enjoying this R-rated style of superhero show.
Yeah, I like the one storyline with the Australian guy. I don't even remember his name. I like that storyline, but like the storyline with Homelander or whatever the main superhero's name is, I'm just like, I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much.
You're
Fuck
supposed
this guy.
to. You're supposed to.
Yeah, I know. I understand he's like the antagonist or whatever, but like,
Oh, I love it.
it pisses me off. It bothers me, you know.
I binged it when I was in my 14-day quarantine here, and that and Ozark.
Yeah, I never got into Ozarks either, but a lot of people have been telling me that's a good show.
It's a good show. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah.
But no, so what is your favorite?
All right, so favorite, I have two written down here. Game of Thrones, definitely my favorite.
Oh, I didn't guess that.
You did not. No, I'm a little disappointed in you, Pat. Not gonna lie. No, I'm just kidding.
I've never watched it. I watched the first season and stopped. That's probably why I didn't guess it.
That was one of those. So when you said you started watching, or you caught up and watched the last season of Breaking Bad live,
Yeah.
I watched most of Game of Thrones live, and that's like completely changed the experience for me. I went back and rewatched it actually just a few months ago, and like it was good for sure. But like having seen it before and then also just watching it all back to back to back, like part of what I enjoyed was just the hype every week building up to Sunday, you know?
Yeah. That's what's great about watching those kind of shows live, is that, and then you go to school or work or whatever, and you talk about it with your friends, and you're like, holy shit, did you see what happened in Game of Thrones? Or holy shit, did you see what happened in like The Walking Dead or
What's
whatever?
coming up next?
Yeah. And
Yeah, and then
I remember the last season of Game of Thrones, I was in the army, and people were talking about it at work, and everybody fucking hated it.
really? Oh no, yes, that's fair. The way the show ends, terrible.
Well,
I almost
they had so much book to go off of until they're like, well, we're not gonna wait for George R.R. Martin to finish this last book.
Exactly.
Let's just
well, so the way I heard it too,
let's milk this fucking cash cow, you know?
Well, I mean, that's true. And the way I heard they did it, right? They caught up to the books pretty early on, and then they had a meeting with George R.R. Martin. He's like, "This is how it ends. I don't care how you get there, but you have to get to the same ending." And so they kind of like took their own spin, but that's at least what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
You know what? I'm gonna make that a goal. I'm gonna try to catch up on that TV show. I can't get HBO out here though.
Yeah, see, that's what's unfortunate. It's on HBO, which is like,
I want to watch the Snyder cut for Justice League too.
Dude, but that's a separate HBO, because I tried watching that, and I have HBO, and I tried watching it through.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. That's what I'm saying. There's too many streaming services.
And it's like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna pay an extra $10 just to watch the Snyder cut.
There's too many. I already subscribed to all this shit. You know,
that's what I'm saying, man.
I got Microsoft Office. I got Spotify. I got
subscription for Office.
Well, yeah, it's $10 a month, and I can have I don't have to pay for the whole thing. So, and I get a military discount, so it's actually like $4 a month.
There you
go. Microsoft Office, Spotify. You know, I got extra memory for Apple iCloud or whatever. I
keep getting those notifications. I'm like, no, fuck you. I'm not paying for iCloud storage.
I got Netflix, I got Hulu, like all these subscriptions. Like I wanted to get to the point where I'm just not subscribed to it. It's so everything's becoming subscription based anymore.
I mean, it's nice, like the shit you can get. Sometimes.
It's like a la carte. It's like going to an a la carte.
I mean, you get paid and you check your bank account. You're like chilling. Oh, cool. And then you check it the next day, and like $400 of subscriptions just came out. You know,
PlayStation. You know, we subscribed to that PlayStation Now shit on accident because we were like, oh, 7 free days. Let's see what this is all about. And now I'm not going to get rid of it because then I'd have to stop playing F1. So
exactly. And like, every month, $10. There you go.
$10. And then every year, $60 for PlayStation Gold or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that's nice. It's yearly though. Mine comes out. I have no idea when I think it's in the middle of summer sometime. That one always surprises me though. And that's like,
that's a big one too. It's like out of nowhere, like you get that email, thank you for your purchase from Sony. And you're just like, I didn't buy anything.
I haven't been paid in a month.
And so
yeah. The second show I got on this list, I think this one actually might surprise you. I don't even know if you've seen it. Burn Notice. You ever seen Burn?
I haven't watched it. No.
That's my spy show.
That's one of those. That's a network TV show, right? Also, I should.
That is, yeah. I don't remember what network it was on, but
Burn Notice.
yeah. I mean, like, I don't know what it was. I was going through like an interesting time, just like it was weird. I don't know. It was right when I got to Tennessee, and like I didn't really know what to do with myself.
Yeah,
and like I found Burn Notice, and I was like, "This fucking Michael. I am Michael Weston. I could be a superstar, 100%." But yeah, it's a pretty cool show. I'd recommend it.
That's awesome.
All right, best streaming service or my favorite streaming service is Amazon Prime.
I love Amazon.
I'm an Amazon.
It's so good.
Dude, I mean,
they got all those Tom Clancy shows on there too, which I'm a sucker for.
Those are all right. So I watched the newest one, Without Remorse, with Michael B. Jordan,
which is nothing like the book. So that pissed me off, but whatever.
I haven't read any Tom Clancy books, to be fair.
That book's phenomenal.
And like Jack Ryan and like all of the Tom Clancy shit just has like this whole, I don't know, vibe around it, right? And I'm just like, I'm not sure about.
It's very pro CIA propaganda.
Yeah, I can see that 100%.
That's literally like there's articles and stuff out there talking about how Tom Clancy was hired by the CIA to create like pro CIA novels.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, anyone who says that the CIA doesn't create propaganda for people
100%.
or doesn't operate on U.S. soil, right? "Quote unquote."
The CIA is supposed to, like they're like everybody thinks that like they're the heroes or the good guys like Jason Bourne, or like the CIA does some fucked up shit.
They are the dirtiest motherfuckers. Tell you what,
they do some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And they don't have to operate within the law because like, hey, we're in Israel. Hey, we're in Georgia.
Oh, did we just kill all these civilians? Maybe, but no one knows because this never officially happened.
We're just chilling in Azerbaijan. Don't you worry about it. You know?
You ever been to New York City?
Yeah, and then you fucking Jason Bourne. I do. It would suck because I'm a sucker for those movies. Man.
Oh, dude, they're sick. They're sick and everything, but it's like, goddamn.
To be fair, I guess Jason Bourne kind of makes the CIA look like shit.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, like there are a lot of those shows that are like rogue agents, right, going to do their own thing, and that's like kind of what Burn Notice is essentially, right? Like the spy that gets burned and then goes and tries to like mount a war against the whole intelligence industry to figure out why he got burned, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So next question: best way to spend free time, and in my mind, right, just like free time at home. If you have an hour to kill at home, how are you killing it? Beaten off.
Yeah, for sure, beating the meat. That's an hour-long project. No, but honestly, dude, I'm thinking what I do like as soon as I get home, because essentially all I have is free time after work, right? Like I'm here alone. I don't have any responsibilities other than work.
Yeah.
I honest to God, and I hate this, and I hate that I do this. I come home and I change and I sit in my bed on my phone. And I hate it. I don't.
What do you do on your phone though?
I TikTok. I scroll like scrolling different social medias, and I hate it.
I can see that.
Infuriates me because, especially with TikTok, I lose track of time. That app is scary.
Dangerous. There's a reason like I haven't opened the app.
I've been very, very tempted over the last few months just to delete TikTok because like the essence of having a For You page is like. They have an algorithm to know what you like. Like, I can guarantee I'm going to open TikTok right now.
We should also mention for anyone watching this that Pat is like semi TikTok famous. So
yeah, I have 60.1 thousand followers right now. So I'm going to give you 10 video. I'm going to give you the first 10 videos that I'm going to scroll through, right? And what they're going to be.
How many are F1? Yeah.
Most of them are probably going to be F1, video games, cinema, and sports. That's what it's going to be. First one, cinema. Second one, political. Forgot about that. We're not going to talk about it all. F1. Video games. Cinema. Video games. Joe Santagato, which is a podcaster. Sports video game.
Hell yeah.
F1.
Hell yeah. Superman.
F1 the game. Warzone, and military. That's all it is. And I sit there and I'm just like, for way too long. I got my screen report today. I averaged 7.5 hours on my phone a day. That's disgusting.
Jesus, yeah, I'm nowhere near that. I'm less than half of that.
Because I go to I say I go to bed, but then I sit there and I'm like a zombie and I hate it. I gotta get rid of TikTok.
Dude, I bet you though, okay, I don't scroll through my phone like that, but I'll lay in bed at night just watching TV for hours on it.
See,
and that's part of and fall asleep.
Yeah, I want to sit down and watch TV, but then I end up getting on my phone. You know what? I need to delete it.
As soon as you open your phone, yeah, you're done. Because I do the same thing with Twitter. That's my issue.
Yeah. So it's either between video games or I'm usually on my phone if I'm killing an hour alone by myself.
Yeah.
I clean a lot too.
Well, you're forced to clean, I feel like.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Pat, if I had an hour to kill, what do you think I'd do?
You're a big TV guy. If you're not playing games with me, you're usually watching TV.
I am. All right. But what am I always doing when we're playing games and I'm not paying attention?
You're on Twitter.
But what am I doing?
You're looking at cryptocurrency shit.
I'm browsing NFTs, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I would browse NFTs or just read the news, I think, which is both on Twitter, right? I follow a bunch of NFT people. And
What's your news source of choice?
I get news from all kinds of different places.
Honestly, if you had to pick one.
Reuters.
I do like Reuters.
They're not bad. They do. Man, I have an issue with the media, right? I think everyone does. Anyone that
anybody
has an
that
issue with the media.
I hate it.
But they don't do terribly, in my opinion, right?
No. I for a long time I really, really liked the Drudge Report until they became incredibly right-winged. And it used to be very news from all different outlets in one report, and then it just all went to the right. So
yeah. I mean, how do you feel about Fox News, Pat? I'm gonna start some shit here.
I have Fox News installed on my phone.
You mean not even Fox News? Not even Fox News?
I don't think any of the big news outlets in America are real news. I think it's
but Fox News is the only one that the executives had to actually release a statement saying that our programs aren't actual news.
Yeah, because of Tucker.
Because of my favorite person in the world.
Dude, I love Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, stand that man. Holy
dude, I love Tucker. It's like watching comedy from the news, dude.
Okay. So but you watch that. You watch that and you understand that's it's not real.
It's incredibly entertainment based.
Yeah.
And I've read a couple of his books too. And
really?
Yeah.
How are his books?
The same.
Okay. All right.
The same as his news, and it's gold. It's like reading gold, dude. It's like a gold mine. I love Tucker Carlson.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, that's fair. You watch him for entertainment, but I know a lot of people that watch him as the news and take what he says pretty seriously and literally, and that's where I'm like, he talked about beating up kids for not wearing a mask.
No, he's incredibly sensational. I think is a good word for that.
Yeah,
incredibly sensational.
Yeah, I give you that. All right, so that's for everyone watching. Anyone, if you're still listening to us be dumbasses, that's how we kill an hour of our time. All right, next question here. I'm really excited about this one, Pat. What's your biggest pet peeve? And so let's see. Shit, for you,
I got so many.
I know you do. I mean, we all do. Right? We all have so many of these pet peeves.
I know. I'm a very particular person, and
I am too. People wasting your time.
God, I hate getting my time wasted. Which is literally my job, though. So, I don't know if I can consider it a pet peeve. I've gotten so used to getting my time wasted while I've been in the military, for the dumbest of shit. 100% recall because we're working with regular MPs and they don't like us. That's the real thing that happened while I was here. Wasting my fucking time.
What's 100% recall?
All of us, the whole unit gets called in. We all went to the jail. All of us, every single soldier in my unit, all of us. All of us went to the jail, and we had to have a talking to from our first sergeant and their first sergeant of the unit that's helping us because we're short on manning here, and just a waste of fucking time. And I probably can't even put that in the podcast.
Cut that.
Cut that. I might put it in there because I think it's interesting to hear about the Army experience. Like I'm bitching in a sense, right? But like I think I'm not mad about it. I'm not talking shit about the military. I'm just talking about my experience. Like I got my time wasted. Everybody gets their time wasted in the military. There's a rule, like, so from the top, right? You have your company commander. They're like, hey, we're going to the range Friday. I need the soldiers here at 8:00 to draw weapons. Down to the first sergeant. Hey, we're going to the range Friday. I need the soldiers here at 7:30 to draw weapons. Down to the platoon sergeant. Hey, we're going to the range Friday. I need everybody here at 7:00 to draw weapons. That's already an hour earlier than the commander. The commander said. Down to the squad leaders. Hey, I need the soldiers here at 6:30 to draw weapons. We're going to the range Friday. Bam, down to the team leaders. Hey, I need you here at 6 to come draw weapons, because they all think that you need to be earlier. They're not tracking that the commander said be there at 8 to draw weapons. They're tracking, and then down to the team leaders, and then it gets to the point where the 8:00 weapon draw turns into 5:00 weapon draw because everybody wants to be there early. And I waste 3 hours of my day sitting there, sleeping in the COF, company operations facility, and instead I could be sleeping. I could be in bed.
You're
snoozing, getting snoozed, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I live an hour away from base, I live 40 minutes away from base in the real world. So me being
in the real world,
yeah, the Korea's not real.
Okay,
cut that.
Leave it in.
But so like me getting to work at 5:00 means me waking up at 3:30 to shit, shower, shave.
Yep, the three S's, 100%.
And leave my house by 4:00 so I can get to work on time, because I still like to be early, even though, and I'm not tracking that 5:00 is 3 hours early. I'm tracking we're drawing weapons at 5 and we're going to the range, but that's never what happens. The range doesn't even go hot till 9.
Really?
Yeah.
So even your company commander is giving you an hour.
He said be there to draw weapons. Weapons is not at the range. You have to draw weapons at the COF and then get in the bus and they drive you to the range.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. So seeing as I talked about that for as long as I did, maybe that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Wasting my time. I hate it. I really hate when people ask, I think this is probably my biggest one, dumb questions. When people are just plain dumb. Like if you're asking a question about the job or like something involving a mission or objective, that's fine with me. Like if you don't understand, you don't understand, especially if you're new. But when you're just asking dumb questions for the sake of asking dumb questions, like if we're in a meeting and the commander's like, all right, let's wrap this up. Anybody have questions? You have that one asshole who's always like, sir, I have a question. So, we're going to the field Friday. Should the soldiers do a layout Thursday of all their gear? No shit, dude.
What do you think?
Shit.
What do you? Hey,
sir. So I see here that the facility had this many reports written this month. What do you think we can do to increase that? The commander doesn't know. He's not writing reports. Sir. I hate that shit. Oh God. Sir.
I agree, dude.
The stupid questions. I hate stupid questions.
Exactly. That's something that I feel like they've like told you all throughout school growing up, right? It's like, oh, there's no such thing as a dumb question. False.
100% false.
False.
100%.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there.
All right.
What's my biggest pet peeve, Pat? Having my time wasted is a big one. That's actually why I guessed it, because that's one of my top ones for sure.
Time wasted. I think you hate shitty drivers a lot.
Holy fuck, you nailed it.
Yeah, shitty drivers.
I have it written down. Bad drivers.
Shitty drivers, yeah.
I cannot stand people. And so this gets at a bigger issue that I think we have just like in society in general, which I call head ass syndrome. Got him. Which is just like this collective lack of attention. It's an attention deficit across everybody pretty much. And I'm guilty of it myself a little bit too. Like I think everyone is to a certain degree, but just like people who are just so self-consumed or self-absorbed with their head up their asses not paying attention to anything that's happening around him.
Yeah,
Right?
head ass syndrome.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm trademarking that. So
Yeah. Just put on a t-shirt.
God, yeah, you fucking nailed that one. Dude. All right, so there's an intersection over here by our house. It's a pretty big intersection. It's like a 6-lane road, Parker, crossing like a 4-lane road. And so I was sitting there in the number 1 through lane, which is the left-hand through lane, at the intersection. And there's a turn lane on my left, the second through lane on my right, and then the right-hand turn lane. So I'm in the number 1 through lane. And this dude just comes booling up, not in the turn lane on my left. He's on my left side.
So he's with
me.
So he's with you on the through. He's with you on the through lane, or the
No,
he's in the turn lane.
He's not in the turn lane. This man's not even in the through lane of the other side. This man's in the right-hand turn lane, 2 lanes over on the other side of the road.
He just drove straight through.
Driving on the wrong side of the road, 2 lanes over. Yeah, like it's a one-way road. And I see him come up. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And as soon as he like gets to the intersection, this big old Amazon truck is trying to make a right turn onto that side of the road. And I'm like,
Here it
bro,
comes.
I was like, this is gonna end badly. Like,
Here it comes.
You better be sorely embarrassed if you make it out of this. And, the Amazon driver like slammed on his brakes, laid on his horn, didn't hit the guy. They ended up like 10 or 15 feet apart or whatever. So there was like room. But this dude, like, I was like, are you there? It's a double yellow line all the way up this road. How do you end up on the other side of that line?
Yeah, like he definitely deserves one of these.
What the fucking hell are you? You great gangly fuck-knuckled twat, greasy head cuntbag. Fuck you.
Take it over how good that clip is.
Oh, I hate shitty drivers.
Let's move on to the best meal you've had in a foreign country. I've lived in a foreign country for 8 months now, so it's really hard for me.
On there for you in particular, but I do have some experience outside the United States. So
where have you been outside the United States? Hit me.
Been to Canada, been to Mexico.
Okay.
Technically been to Mexico, and like not really super
Like-
into Mexico.
Like you went to a resort in Mexico?
I traveled around the island of Cozumel.
Okay. So that's
For a
technically
day.
Mexico.
And I've been to.
Was that when you were on your cruise?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of that was on the cruise. South America was on the cruise too. But Belize and Honduras.
I go out to eat fairly often out here because I like exploring, right? I think I might have sent this to you guys in the group chat, but the best meal I ever had, it's a tie between two of this. Like I went to a Vietnamese place out here and the pho was insane. It was
Oh yeah, I bet.
it was so good.
Went dummy hard.
It did go dummy hard. It was really, really good. I think my favorite meal I've ever had out here, it was at the octopus place I went at in Seoul.
Like
They had-
actual octopus?
Yes, and I didn't get the octopus. I got the squid, so it was a little bit smaller, a little bit less chewy, a little bit easier to go down.
Okay.
And it was a squid stew on top of rice, and it was spicy as shit. And it was stupid good. Like
Really?
dummy good. Like the best thing I've probably eaten in my entire life good.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. And then I've eaten so much food out here.
Have you gained weight?
I've actually lost a lot of weight since
I was
moving
gonna say you look definitely like trimmer for sure.
I've lost 26 pounds since I got to Korea. But-
Jesus, nice.
Yeah. But the first time I went to Seoul, there was this pork cutlet place I went to, which is super popular in Korea. I don't know why. It's because that's a really big German thing. It's schnitzel basically. And this pork cutlet was fried and stuffed with mozzarella cheese.
Damn.
So you cut into it and it just leaks this gooey mozzarella cheese everywhere. And they have this special like gravy that you dip it in.
Oh, shit.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like a three-way tie between that Vietnamese place, the pork cutlet, and the spicy octopus stew.
Okay. Damn, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
I don't like seafood, but that pork cutlet sounds nice.
dude. Koreans do a mean burger.
Do they?
Mean burger. Oh god, the best burger I've ever had is out here.
Is it Kobe beef?
No, Kobe beef is too lean to make into burger meat. You can't, it won't stick together. It's not enough fat.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
It's called the Truck Stop Burger. It's right off base. It's right off base. The name of the restaurant's called Mars Burger, but the burger that's stupid good there is called the Truck Stop, and it's got a fried egg, which is I'm a slut for a fried egg on a burger.
Hell yeah, I'm with you.
Fried egg, bacon, hash browns, cheese burger.
Team burger.
There's also a place out here called Coco Salsa, and it's an exact ripoff of In-N-Out Burger.
What was it called?
Coco Salsa.
I think you were telling me about that place.
It's okay. I'm not a big In-N-Out person to begin with. I think Thousand Islands is horrendous.
Ooh, my soul.
I don't love it. I'll eat it on a Big Mac, but besides that, I don't like Thousand Island. And you, like, it's the menu's the exact same. You're like double animal style, and you're like, you stole that. You stole that.
Did you really come up with that?
You stole this idea, and you're not ashamed of it.
Nope, they're making money.
Say, like, I got a fake ass baseball jersey out here. Like,
not fake. We don't talk about it. Whatever.
No, it's real, actually. I ordered this from the MLB store.
Had it shipped all the way out to Korea.
yeah, they do have real MLB stores out here. Baseball is huge.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball is huge in Korea.
Yeah, it's got
Anyway.
it's big out there in Asia in general. Oh yeah, scratch that head.
Yeah. What's your favorite foreign meal you ever had? Like
Favorite foreign meal?
legit foreign food. I don't want no fucking like I had a really good ribeye in Mexico. You know what I mean?
This is kind of foreign then for sure. Yeah, no,
Okay.
this is definitely foreign.
Okay.
All right. So it's super basic, but it's like the meal was the best meal I've ever had, right?
Okay.
In a foreign country. Not the best meal I've ever had, but in a foreign country.
Okay.
And it was just like grilled chicken and rice and beans, like black beans.
Where'd you have this?
But
at?
it was in the middle of the rainforest in Belize.
All right, that's fucking sick.
And it was like we would spend all day hiking around some Mayan ruins, and then we hiked like I don't even know how far into.
So you were hungry.
I was starving, bro.
See, those are the best meals when you're hungry and it just it's
Exactly.
something simple and it just hits different.
I think the best meal that I've ever had in general was actually at the top of I think it was a 14er here in Colorado, and it was just a ham and cheese sandwich, just because I was so fucking hungry.
It's like those days when you're on the lift snowboarding, you pull out that PB&J out of your backpack.
Yeah, and it's like all smashed and fucking soggy and shit, but you're like, dude, this is
This is the
fuck.
best thing I've ever ate in my entire life.
Yeah.
Peanut butter and honey sandwich on the lift's the best thing I've ever ate in my entire life.
Peanut butter and honey's all right. I'm a big fan of PB&J though, dude. Like,
It has to be jam for me, not a jelly guy.
it's got to be jam, and like I really prefer like raspberry jam, honestly.
I'm a peach guy.
You're a peach guy, all right.
I got peach preserves sitting in my fridge right now. I love peach
I'm
preserves.
not big on preserves.
Ooh.
They're all right. They're better than
I like that chunk. I like the chunk and the
I
jelly.
don't like
with
the
fruit.
chunk, but I like the pieces, like the bits.
Yeah,
Like
that's
extra-
chunks. Yeah,
I mean, kind of like raspberry jam doesn't have chunks.
it doesn't
You get,
have
like,
chunks. You get like the seeds and shit.
some seeds for sure. Yeah, I don't like strawberry jam that much though.
Are you sitting smooth or creamy peanut butter? Or smooth or chunky? What's your You say chunky, we're not friends anymore.
I go back and forth, honestly. Like it really depends. I don't get often. I pretty much only buy smooth here at home.
Oh god, I despise chunky peanut butter.
You
Crazy.
don't like some nuts in your mouth or what?
No, I'm not a big fan of the nuts in my mouth at all. Unless they're pistachios. Pistachios hit different.
I don't really like pistachios all that much either.
Oh god, I love pistachios.
All right, dude. I can.
Last question. This is one of my favorite one that you came up with. I love this.
I came up with this one
I
just for
love
you.
I love this question.
I wanted to do the historical figure part, but the fishing part was for you.
I love this. I love this question. It's
All right, go
phenomenal.
ahead and kick us
All right.
off.
So, if you could go fishing with any historical figure, who and why?
And historical, gotta be dead.
It got to be dead.
They
Okay.
gotta be dead.
Because I was gonna pick George W. Bush, but we're gonna keep going.
George W.
Dude, imagine someone more fun to fish with than George W. He's
I'll
chill.
get-
He's chill as shit. He's chill as shit.
Yeah,
Right?
he'd be a fun guy.
Wasn't the
Although all
best-
he does is paint now.
and I love it. He's awful at it, and it's so good though. I want to buy.
I don't
one.
think he's bad.
Okay, historical figure. I thought about this for a long time. And this is going to be my answer.
Okay.
Patton.
Why?
Imagine the stories.
Okay.
Like you're just sitting on a dock, you're both in a lawn chair, just fucking just tossing, just not a care in the world. You're just sitting there with George Patton.
Just
and
bullshit.
And randomly he brings up the time during World War One. Because he was in both. Where he just killed this random German kid, and he gives you the story, or like World War II, where he obviously was not killing people anymore because he was a 4-star general, and just giving you all these, just so much historical insight and knowledge that that man possesses, and he was easily one of the most motivational officers or generals in all of American history.
Yeah,
I would love just to sit like just regular ass fishing conversations with George Patton would be mind-boggling. Also, another good answer. Now I just thought about this: Leonardo Da Vinci.
He would like. That's almost a low-hanging fruit, you know.
He was like one of my childhood heroes, though.
Yeah, no, for sure, and like he's arguably one of the most revolutionary humans in history, right?
Oh, I have books on the Renaissance. I think the Renaissance is the coolest time period, and especially Italian Renaissance in all of history. Northern Renaissance was cool. British Renaissance was cool. Italian Renaissance was the best. It produced so much beautiful like cities. You have the city of Siena, which is funny, right? Siena, you have Florence, you have all of that stuff, and he was such an influential part of it. And incredible art. Like he sculpted, he painted, and he was an inventor. That's freaking crazy.
And he was like the first biologist or something, right? Like with his
he would
man or whatever.
They would deliver homeless people that died to his house so he could perform autopsies on them and learn about the human body.
Yeah, exactly. Like fucking wild guy. So part of me, and this is back to my space shows, right? Part of me thinks he might have been an alien. This man like had schematics for a helicopter 1,000 years before we had a helicopter.
A tank?
Yeah.
The airplane. It was my senior quote. It said, "Once you've tasted flight, your eyes will always be pointed toward the sky." But that's not 100% correct. But
yeah,
like you're telling me this dude flew?
Might be an alien.
Might be an alien. All right.
Who you going fishing with, Digger?
Who am I going fishing with? So I don't. You might know this guy, you might not, but I'm gonna fill you in.
Okay.
Lieutenant General Robert Baden-Powell.
Okay. How many stars is that? It's 3 stars. Right?
Well, he wasn't American.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure.
Well, the cheat codes be my little general, which is brigadier, major, lieutenant, and then general.
Lieutenant General Robert Baden-Powell.
So 3 star.
3.5. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Sure. Fuck it. Where's he from?
He is from Great Britain, I believe. He is the first Boy Scout. Yeah.
Answer.
So this man, well, I mean, part of it's just due like
you brought this up to me the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, a little while ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about fishing. Like I can fish and I can catch a fish. I don't know if I could tie a line right now. So like that would be nice just to have him like help me out.
Yes.
But like that man, so he served in like wars, conflicts in Africa, right? Which was really just like colonialization. So like not the greatest dude, but like he was an intelligence officer for the military, and he would hide, like his cover was as a butterfly scientist or catcher or someone, and so he would hide military drawings and schematics inside his drawings of butterfly wings. That's
cool as fuck.
That's fucking crazy. This man just over here sketching a butterfly wing, but like if you look closely enough, it's just like a map of the surrounding area.
That's like Navajo code speaker is cool.
Yeah, like, well, and it makes sense, right? Like, you learn a little bit about where he comes from, and like, yeah, no shit, he started the Boy Scouts, right? Yeah, fucking crazy ass guy.
Did he start them in America or did he start them in England?
I think they started in England, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, and so yeah, I was actually just reading about it when I wrote the answer down. But so he started the Boy Scouts, and then like at the first meeting or whatever that they had for the Boy Scouts, like some girls showed up dressed in scout uniforms, and he was like, well, shit, fuck, I guess we better start some Girl Scouts. And like 2 years later, it took him 2 years, right? But like, you had to get all the content and shit. 2 years later, he had the manual out for the Girl Scouts. So like, pretty progressive too for like 1800s, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Hit me.
How do you feel about the integrated girls into the Boy Scouts?
I'm all for it. I don't see. I mean,
do you foresee it causing any issues? Because we had that real big thing right before they did this of Scoutmasters getting in trouble for molesting young boys.
Well, that's on the Scoutmasters, right? And so like, I was a Boy Scout for a long time, right? Like,
yeah, you were an Eagle Scout, right?
I wasn't an Eagle Scout. I was 2 ranks away from Eagle, but yeah, for like,
what is that?
I was 8. I was a Star Scout.
Okay,
I was a star. Woo. Anyway, yeah, from the time I was 8 till like 16 years old, I was in Scouts. And so like, as a Scout, dude, if girls can come on the trip and do the same shit that we do, why not? And like, also as a teenage kid, you want to bring girls along? I'm not opposed.
See, that's what I'm asking. Do you foresee that causing issues?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, like, kids are going to be kids, right? Whatever's going to happen is going to happen regardless. Scoutmasters, though, is a whole nother issue. Like, I think part of what came from that is like, you got to pick better Scoutmasters, right?
There has to be a better background process.
Yeah, you got to vet them or do something.
Can't just be some random uncle who doesn't have kids and wants to go on a Boy Scout trip.
Exactly. All of a sudden, this dude's taking everyone camping. It's just like
weird.
Camping, which like, yeah, I never experienced any of that,
which is good
in my time. Yeah, we did some crazy shit. We were like a high adventure group, so like, yeah, we did snow caving and all kinds of shit.
But no, I think, damn, that's a good answer, man. I would love to go fishing with them, man.
Yeah, like I said,
I think fishing is one of the best things you can do as an adult male to relieve stress. It's my number one stress reliever. And honestly, I might change my answer back from like, I have an hour of free time. I might just go fishing.
I see. That's what I was gonna. That would have been one of my guesses for you. But like, to make it out and go fishing in an hour, like, I don't know.
Yeah, because you got to get to the pond or the lake or wherever you're going. You gotta bring your rod. You gotta bring your tackle. You gotta bring your bait. But 3 hours on the water not catching anything is so much better than 3 hours doing anything else.
Scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah, it is. And
do you scroll through TikTok when you go fishing?
I turn my phone off.
That was pretty much our last question, Pat. So
yeah, let's wrap this up, bro.
I guess I don't know how to end this shit.
I don't either. Well, if you guys enjoyed the podcast, go ahead and like and subscribe. This is going to be on YouTube for a little bit until we can figure out how to get onto other broadcasting services. YouTube's going to be the main source of this for probably the first 10 episodes until we get our feet wet, we get used to doing this, we get used to talking, we get a little more fluid with this. But go ahead and like and subscribe to the podcast, share with your friends if you enjoyed, comment. Any kind of interaction with this is greatly appreciated. We appreciate everybody who took the time out of their day to watch this podcast. So we definitely plan on doing this a lot more. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed talking to you for the last however long we've been on here.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, you're all right. Not terrible.
Appreciate it.
I'm just kidding. Love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. But yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe to the Dinger and Pat podcast. We're gonna try to do weekly episodes. It might be hard, especially with me. I'm going to the States Monday, so I won't be able to record for 3 weeks. So
as I say, the first few might be intermittent, but
once we get running and we get used to doing this, I definitely want to do weekly for sure. So yeah, man. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. Dinger it out.
sucking my dick off. So fucking sweaty.
Yeah, for the podcast, Pat has a bladder the size of your thumb. About that big. Don't cut that.